Hey, what's going on, everyone? Of course, I don't know who's going to join me this morning. This is going to be a short stream. I've gotten started a little later today in general than I wanted to, and I was thinking about pushing this stream off to either this afternoon or tomorrow or Monday or some other time. But I'm going to go ahead and tough it out right now. I see some folks are here. Thank you for, no matter how long you stay, please smash that like button. That helps with the engagement. That certainly helps with the engagement. And that would help me out a great deal. So please smash that like button. Let me make sure I can see myself on YouTube. If you want to say who's here, that's always helpful. Let me refresh this. So this morning, it is still, well, that's interesting. It is still Black History Month. So I'm going to do something very, very brief at the beginning after the intro regarding Black History Month. And then I'm going to play a video from Valutainment that I saw earlier this week. Regarding artificial intelligence. I see. Yeah. Uh-oh. Hold on. Okay. That's me watching myself on the YouTube side. That's what that was. Oh, well, Alicia's here. So, Tony, thank you for being here. Professor Black Ops, Cybersecurity for the People. And Alicia, always a pleasure. Thank you for being here. Let me make a quick announcement over on the original Big Discussions 76 channel, and then I will get on with I will get on with the featured presentation. MJ Cannabis says the new algorithms Elon is developing is based on Neuralink. Yeah, so give me a moment here. Oh, nope, I'm already there. Based on Neuralink. Okay, let me close that. Give that a like. This presents me having to do the gymnastics here on the PC. All right, I'm going to play the intro. Again, this is going to be a quick stream. I have something Black History Month related that I think I've presented here before. I couldn't find the video though, but I thought it's worth highlighting this gentleman again. And then we're going to talk about Mr. Musk and Sam Altman and AGI versus ASI. Okay. So I'm going to play this intro and then we'll jump in. You guys keep letting me know what you think there in the chat. I appreciate your comments already. It sounds like some pretty high-tech things are coming. And this video suggests that there are multiple reasons why Mr. Musk wants to go to Mars and abroad. So I'll see you on the other side of the intro.
So, Anwar, I see you have the periodic tables on your chest.
Mm-hmm.
So what's that all about? Why are you walking around with a chemistry chart on your chest?
Well, Cheryl, so this channel is a STEM channel. So when I was conceiving of it and figuring out how to grow it, I figured I should have some T-shirts to go with it. So the periodic table is critical to most of the scientific fields. Welcome to Big Discussions 76, Science and Technology. Science and technology are all around us, all of the time, and there are always science and technology stories to tell. There are always science and technology stories to tell. Guys, guys and gals, in most of my content, I am doing some advertising. So I will do this here just briefly. The Equalizer is here. Okay. And the Equalizer, he's always on top of everything that's going on. Okay. He's that guy. I just self-published a book at the end of 2023. This is it. Brent C, if you're out there, I'm going to the post office immediately after this stream is open to mail your copy. But this is my book, The Engineers of Western New York Basketball Story, Part 1, Innocent Basketball Dreams. It's a story about what sports teach you about life, success and failure. And while it looks like just a basketball story on the cover, it's actually a manhood journey, and it's about learning to navigate the world. And it's about something that the master teacher, BGS, he just did a stream about how the working world is souring on Gen Z. Okay, so apparently they have a low level of work ethic, a low level of grit, a high level of entitlement, and this story is about developing those things, without having all of the tools there in your environment, in your home environment. And it's about finding your way in the world and persevering and learning accountability and all of those things. So this is available on Amazon and the ebook, hardcover, and paperback editions. But if you guys, when I do these streams, I give my viewers a discount. If you guys want a signed copy from me, the hardcover is going for $25. No, it's going for $35 on Amazon. I'll slash the price to $25 here. Just use one of those payment methods there and send me your address so I'll know where to send it. The paperback is going for $27 on Amazon, and I'll take $7 off until over $20 here. And the shipping and handling is built into that price. So Amazon, if you're a Prime member, they usually waive that, but if you're not a Prime member, they will tack that on. So I'm selling it at a steep discount here. Just again, one of those methods there. You can use one of those methods, and just make sure you send me your address, just like Brent C did. All right. And if anyone wants to make a donation to the stream, if you don't want the book, hopefully you do. My Cash App and PayPal are there, but I'm putting it here in the chat as well. All right, really, really quickly. Again, I got a late start this morning, and I am playing catch up. There's some things that I need to do. So, Black History Month. Let's start with that. Before I started this stream, I thought about this gentleman here, Jesse Russell. Okay, and I think it's important. We're in the fourth industrial wave. Is that what it's called? Where we're getting more technology and more technology and more technology. This gentleman here, Jesse Russell, was critical, and he played a pivotal role in our wireless technologies. Okay, so the networks now, and Professor Black Ops, MJ Cannabis, please correct me if I'm wrong, but we're at 5G now. The predecessor to 5G was 4G, 3G, 2G, 1G, and all of this stuff has been in the works since the 1970s and 1980s. Well, he got in and he was working on these things in the early 1980s. So I'm going to read this is a very, very brief piece, and then we'll get to Mr. Musk. And I'm calling him Mr. because I'm not sure if I should even be talking about him. I'm not saying anything bad about him, but I am in the public sector. But I'm referring to him in a respectful way. Okay, so Jesse Russell. And these are people, when you think about our Black scientists and our Black CEOs and captains of industry, we tend to hear more about Kendrick Lamar and Drake and Hove and athletes. We tend to hear more about those people than our scientists and our Reginald Lewis's. So it's important to keep these stories alive, because we have had technological innovators and STEM professionals. I'm going to read this. This is very, very brief. This is from African American, the African American Registry. Okay, it's called Jesse Russell Cell Phone Inventor Born. Okay, so there's this picture. That's a black and white version of the picture I just showed you. All right. Jesse Russell was born on this date in 1948. He is a black inventor and IT entrepreneur. Let me see where this was. This was dated. Okay, so he must have been born on Monday, April 26th, 1948. Okay. Okay. Jesse Eugene Russell was born in Nashville, Tennessee, in the United States of America, into a large African American family with 8 brothers and 2 sisters. He is the son of Charles Albert Russell and Mary Louise Russell. His early childhood was spent in economically and socially deprived neighborhoods in the inner city of Nashville. As a teenager, he focused on athletics and not academics. Sounds familiar, right? A lot of us focused on athletics and then pursued academics in a serious way later. A key turning point in Russell's life was the opportunity to attend a summer educational program at Fisk University. That's a HBCU. Russell participated in this educational opportunity and began his academic and intellectual pursuits at Tennessee State University. That's another HBCU. In 1972, he received a Bachelor of Science degree in electrical engineering. As a top honor student in the School of Engineering, Russell became the first African American to be hired directly from a historically black college and university by AT&T Bell Laboratories. Subsequently, he became the first African American in the United States to be selected as the Eta Kappa Nu Outstanding Young Electrical Engineer of the Year in 1980. In 1973, Russell obtained his Master of Electrical Engineering degree from Stanford University. Okay, that's a huge, so you go from an HBCU to Stanford. That's a huge step up right there, because that meant he was right near Silicon Valley. And Silicon Valley is going to come up in the Valutainment video as well. All right, Russell has helped shape the wireless communications industry direction through his leadership and perspectives on standards, technologies, and new wireless service concepts. His innovations in wireless communication systems, architecture, and technology related to radio, access networks, end user devices, and in-building wireless communication systems have fundamentally changed the wireless communication industry. Known for his patented invention of the digital cellular base station, Russell continues to innovate in the emerging next generation broadband wireless communication technologies, products, networks, and services, as well as mobile cloud computing, which are shaping the forefront of the 4G communication industry. So this was probably written just prior to COVID, the World Health Crisis. We're almost done here. He holds patents and pioneered the field of digital cellular communication in the 1980s through high-powered linear amplification and low bit rate voice encoding technologies. He received a patent in 1982, U.S. patent number 5,084,869 for his digital cellular base station design work. Although no one invented the cell phone, he was one of the key people to the modern cell phone. Or is that to create the modern cell phone? Russell is currently chairman and CEO of Inc. Networks, Inc., a New Jersey-based broadband wireless communications company founded on 4G broadband wireless communication technologies, networks, and services. He has over 100 patents granted and 30 years of experience in research and development and pioneering technologies such as the invention of the first digital cellular-based station and fiber optic microcell utilizing high-powered linear amplifier technology and digital modulation techniques. This allowed the beginning of the digital cellular evolution, digital cellular standards, personal communication personal communications networks, and the emergence of mobile cloud computing within 4G broadband wireless networks are only some of the accomplishments that have forged new directions for the wireless communication industry. The applications of his access technologies were one of the keys in expanding AT&T's interest in rebuilding its local access services business. Okay, I'm done. That was short. I promised it was short. It was short. All right, that's Jesse Russell. That's where that talks about how all of these wireless technologies got started. He played a key role in that. But now let's talk about where things are going. That's where things have been. Let's talk about where things are going. If anyone wants to keep a copy of that link, it is here. Okay, so now let's see what was discussed earlier this week on Valutainment. I enjoy the Valutainment podcast. It's kind of independent / conservative, but I think they have a lot of good guests over there. Patrick Bet David and his team, they host quality interviews. And in this instance, they had Glenn Beck on. Glenn Beck is a conservative, but I'm just going to show the part that talks about AI and technology, because that's what this channel is about. So it talks about some of the jockeying for position that's taking place between Mr. Musk and a gentleman named Sam Altman. Let's take a quick look at who Sam Altman is, because I heard the name, but Glenn Beck and Patrick Bet David kept saying it. So just for our common knowledge, let's take a quick look at who Sam Altman is. I know Professor Black Ops and Engineering Cannabis, I know they know who this is cold turkey, but I don't know who this is, and most of you all don't know who this is. Okay, I'm looking for a very quick discussion of who this gentleman is. Okay, we'll take that overview right there. See, MJ Cannabis, I knew you knew what the rest of us don't know. All right, Sam Altman. Just for context, we need to know who this person is and why, what's happening with him and Mr. Musk. Okay, so I'll read this overview here. This is very short. Samuel, that's a picture of him there. Samuel Harris Altman is an American investor and entrepreneur and the CEO of OpenAI Science since 2019. He's also the chairman of Helion Energy and Oklo Inc., both clean energy companies. Altman is considered a leading figure in the AI boom. He co-founded Looped, a pioneering location-based social networking app that allowed users to share their locations with friends. Altman has been involved in a feud with Elon Musk, including being fired and rehired as OpenAI's CEO. So that's Sam Altman. So let's take a look at this short snippet from this Valutainment discussion with Glenn Beck. Okay, we just need to know what's going on, what's happening. We're all focused on certain aspects of what's happening now since the new administration came in, but what are these higher ups, these tech gurus? What are they arguing over, and what are the long-term ramifications for everybody? Please smash that like button if you haven't. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you are not subscribed. Fair use, YouTube, fair use. Make sure you guys can hear this. All right, there's Patrick. Oh, wrong one. Spaceballs. There we go. Passport OG, thank you for stopping through. Darn it, I did it again. Spaceballs. Where is there? There's here. That's now. Where's this? All right. Let's see if I can get it right the second time. Where is that? That's here. Where's here? That's now. All right. That's the right video. You guys should all be seeing Patrick Bet David. There you go. Instead of me. All right. Fair use. Please smash that like button if you haven't, everybody. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you are not subscribed. This video is below in the description box.
Recently, Musk and Sam Altman have been going back and forth, okay? And it's not been pretty. So OpenAI started as a nonprofit, I believe, and it was a noble cause. Hey, let's do OpenAI. Everything is open. Let as many people take advantage of this so they can do it themselves. And it's not about money. It's about the consciousness, future, humanist, all this other stuff. And then he sits there, Sam Altman's like, we should have made this a for-profit company.
Mm-hmm.
And Elon Musk comes out and is not happy about it. And Trump in one of the interviews says, how do you handle the fact that, you know, Musk is calling out one of the guys on the deal? He says, yeah, he hates one of the guys on the deal. What do you want me to do about it? I hate some of the guys on the deal, right? They don't get along. And Musk goes and brings a group of people leading a $97.4 billion bid to control OpenAI, right? 97.4 to control OpenAI. He really wants this company. It's at this point, it's very obvious. And it's
so what he's saying is Mr. Musk wants control over OpenAI. And MJ Cannabis, thank you for sharing this. He says Sam Altman is the CEO of OpenAI, and also OpenAI is the owner of ChatGPT and also inventor of AI algorithms in healthcare and more. Thank you for that, MJ Cannabis.
It's very obvious that Sam Altman is leveraging it to get under his skin, and he doesn't want to sell the company, right? So along with investors, including Vi Capital, Jay, and Hollywood agent Ari Emanuel made a $97.4 billion bid to control OpenAI's nonprofit governing body. The bid is a direct challenge to OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, who quickly dismissed it on X, saying, no, thank you, but we will buy Twitter for $9.74 billion, hence 97.4, $9.74 billion. And Elon responded with swindler, go a little bit lower. And for people that are wondering, that's not Elon's account. The handle is Elon Musk, but he changed the name.
Oh, is he German now?
To, Harry
Bowles.
And he changed it to that. So anyways, long story short, the bid could complicate OpenAI's ongoing $40 billion fundraising deal led by SoftBank, which values the company at $300 billion. OpenAI nonprofit structure gives it legal control over the company despite having only 2 employees and $22 million in asset. Musk's offer OpenAI to determine a fair market value for its nonprofit arm, which must be compensated if Altman and his team fully transition to a for-profit model. If Sam Altman and the present OpenAI Inc. board are intent on becoming a fully for-profit corporation, it is vital that the charity be fairly compensated, said Mark Tuberhoff, Musk's attorney. Glenn, thoughts?
Okay, so what's the big deal over OpenAI, and what's Mr. Musk up to here? Why are these two guys jousting back and forth over this? Glenn Beck is about to get into it right now. Fair use.
I think the reason why Musk is doing this is he actually understands the threat of AGI, ASI. He knows that we are probably 2026 from AGI and 2028 from ASI. And he truly believes that it should be open for everyone, that this technology should be available for everyone. This is why Silicon Valley moved into the Trump camp, because they knew that the government was going to control it. the company that he's now trying to bid against, Sam Altman, is not a good guy, not a guy I would trust with AI.
Why is that?
Because,
guys, just for everybody's edification, they're using the acronyms AGI and ASI, and what those stand for are this. MJ Cannabis and Professor Black Ops, they know this cold turkey. Passport OG probably does too. AGI, AGI is artificial general intelligence. Let me read the sentence completely. Artificial general intelligence, or AGI, is a type of AI that matches human intelligence, while artificial superintelligence, ASI, is AI that surpasses human intelligence. AGI is a goal of current AI research, while ASI is a theoretical possibility. All right. Now that we have that background, let's go back. What say you, Glenn Beck? Fair use.
I think that, first of all, the whole premise of OpenAI was that it was open. When Elon Musk came in, he did this to stop so we didn't have to.
Did you know that Amazon has a $50 million fund that they have to pay out every month? And here's how you can get
possibly worry about transhumanism. That we have to have a way to compete with the machine, and no one can own that. It has to be owned by everyone.
So he just said a key word which triggered my mind, which was transhumanism. We've heard the nameless protagonist talk about that quite a few times. Transhumanism. All right. Are we on the verge of transhumanism? Humans literally joining with machines, putting those chips in our brains and communicating directly with the devices. Transhumanism.
And when Sam says, "Oh, money," I don't think you can trust this guy at all. And Elon Musk knows it's why he wants to go to Mars. It's not just about global warming for him. It's more about AI. Get humans off the planet before ASI happens.
So did you guys hear that? So that's what, according to Mr. Beck here, that's part of what the rush to go to Mars is to get to get humans off of the Earth before ASI takes over. Let's take this a little bit further.
Otherwise, transhumanism has to happen. You have to have, this is Elon Musk, you have to be able to have an implant that will help you understand ASI. Otherwise, we're ants and we will be controlled by ASI. So your solutions are, for Elon Musk, you have to control it. You have to have it open so someone can come in and compete if, God forbid, it goes awry. 2, you're going to have to develop brain implants that give you access to the internet, and you're able to process like ASI. And 3, get the hell off the planet. Otherwise, humanity is over.
Otherwise, humanity is over. Okay, let's keep going. This segment is almost over. I appreciate you guys commenting on this, but who else is talking about this? Are the mainstream news outlets talking about this? Who's talking about this? And in the Black community, I'd say, aside from you guys there in the chat, probably 99% of the Black community doesn't know what this is, or that this is going on, or what's coming down the pike. So salute to you guys in the chat.
I think he truly gets it. And I think he's really the only one standing up and telling America, for as much as they will hear, the truth of what is coming, what danger this poses.
Tom.
Well, I agree with that. And I feel like this is a 3-level chess game. Level 1 is the egos of the two men involved, Elon Musk and Sam Altman. And they go back and they've been banging back and forth quite a bit. The second level of this is Altman desperately needs fuel, big stacks of capital, and they're out there trying to raise a lot of it. A $40 billion raise, that's a big, they're trying to raise that much money. Picture it this way. They're like trying to raise 3 companies that are going to basically be capital that's put into OpenAI at a value of $300 billion. Well, valuations are determined by market forces and by investor forces. And so what he does, he comes out with this at 1/3 the value that Altman's going out for. Altman's going out for a $300 billion valuation. He comes out at 1/3 of that at 97.4. And he's using the law of odd numbers. If he comes out and says 80, it's just a different thing. When he comes out and says, no, 97.4, he comes out with an odd number. This is the second level of the chess game, complicates Altman's fundraising. And there's also the nonprofit part of it, as Trump's lawyer correctly pointed out, that there's that. And then the higher level thing is, there's a reason why Musk has talked about making humans interplanetary. There's a reason, because he really believes that AGI, artificial general intelligence, which is, AI solving little problems for us, doing things for us, kind of mimicking us or being human-like, versus ASI, which is almost like the opening scene of Terminator 2, when it says what was the name of the computer? Skynet. Skynet became sentient on December 15th at this thing.
So are we on the verge of Skynet? Are we on the verge of Skynet? All right, this is almost done. Please smash that like button. To the YouTube algorithm, fair use. I'm breaking this up and making it unique. Please smash that like button.
And so suddenly is thinking beyond humans, ahead of humans, and there you have that web. So this is a 3-level chess game here where he's interfering, he's riffing on his ex-buddy, Sam. He's interfering with the financing because he wants to interfere with the financing because he wants to interfere with the structures. And then also he's playing this game 5 moves ahead, and he's concerned about this AGI ASI thing. And if you listen to him at smaller talks, this is exactly what Musk is talking about. So there's a huge underbelly of this thing. This is just a little bit of an iceberg showing up above water. There's a big thing underneath.
If Elon is
okay, so get humans off of planet Earth because AI is gonna take over everything. All right, we're at the end of this segment, and that will conclude the content I want to share. I'm going to go over your comments. I might drop the link for another 20 minutes or so, but let's finish the segment. Fair use.
pushing this hard, and Elon's got an eye for what's going to happen in 10 years. This is either a big threat. Say that again.
It's not 10 years.
It's less than 10 years?
By the time we are electing the next president, we'll have AGI and possibly ASI.
Jeez.
By the next election.
We have AGI in certain lanes right now.
Yes, we do.
But
So did you guys hear that? By the time we elect the next president, so that's in just under 4 more years, we're going to have, he says we may have the ASI. I'm focusing on the ASI because that seems to be the more concerning of the two. So it's right around the corner.
is it like an Oklahoma land rush type of a model, and he wants to be urgent to get it before Altman has control of it?
Here's when you'll know everybody is serious. We need to build nuclear power plants right now. We need every piece of energy online right now. And we need server farms the size of cities. When you start to see America say, we are building nuclear power plants without really any discussion. We're building them. The amount of energy that ASI is going to take is mind-boggling. You can't run ASI even on the energy that we have right now. You have to have these server farms next to a nuclear power plant, and that power plant is just powering the server farm for ASI.
So everybody keep your eyes on the energy. Like I said a couple weeks ago, energy is everything. And as Glenn Beck was saying that, you know what movie I was thinking about, everybody? What movie was I thinking about? It wasn't Terminator. Begins with an M. And it's kind of connected to this. I was thinking about The Matrix. Part of what The Matrix was about was the machines had gotten so advanced that they needed energy to continue. And after the nuclear holocaust and the earth got covered by clouds, the machines needed an energy source, which was us. So energy. So keep your eyes on energy and nuclear power plants going up in a way. How does he say it? Like never before, in ways that we've never seen them before. I'm trying to think of how President Trump says that. But look for that. Look for nuclear power plants to go up just to power AGI and ASI.
That's going to take about $800 billion. When somebody is serious, which is exactly the number, by the way, that Trump is proposing, when you get serious money of $800 billion for power and server farms, that's when you know we're in the lead. And I have to tell you, I have been preaching about ASI and AGI since the 1990s and warning about the ethical things that we have to take into consideration. But I'll tell you this, as afraid of ASI as I am, the United States better well be the one that has it, or we are in deep trouble. The world is in deep trouble.
So he was concerned about this back in the 90s. Back in the 90s, think about that.
So then the way I'm processing what you're saying is there's different layers. One is which country is going to lead ASI and AGI.
And that'll be decided by energy.
Perfect. So nuclear, which I get that part. So let's just say we're the lead. Great. So who cares whoever leads it within America? Just let's be happy to be the fact that we're leading it. Now, second, let me ask the second part of the question. Then a second layer is, look, if we can lead it as a nation first, great. But the second one is who the hell is running it? Is the concern, because you know who owns most of OpenAI? 49% is Microsoft. And so that's who? That's Bill Gates.
Bad.
So that's the part where it's a Gates controlling it or a Muskamp controlling it. And, in my vault, in my library, I have a letter from Lyndon Baines Johnson as the president to, I can't remember who it was, in Silicon Valley, who was proposing government funding for Silicon Valley. This is in 1967. And Johnson says, we know the government needs to have a high tech. We are going to be investing. The government has been in on Silicon Valley from the beginning.
I never knew that Silicon Valley went all the way back to the 1960s. I'm not a tech guy. What do I know? But I didn't know that it went all the way back there. And Lyndon Johnson was trying to get money for it.
And that's not necessarily working out to be a good thing. We need to make sure whoever is programming and whoever is owning this, that we have ethical people that we trust. Having Bill Gates involved in OpenAI,
too late. He owns 49%.
It's terrifying.
No, he owns it already. So there's nothing.
So put some handcuffs on him with Elon Musk.
Right. Yeah, and what you're talking about in terms of energy, we brought this up on the podcast. We've been kind of sounding this alarm for a little while. Right now in the U.S., there is one large-scale nuclear reactor under construction. It's in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, and it was just approved for that power company. Funny, Oak Ridge is one of the 3 cities of the old Manhattan Project, out in the middle of nowhere. And would you like to know how many China has under construction?
How many?
27. 27. And there are 2 companies in the United States that have been fighting tooth and nail to get permission to build small reactors next to data centers. One of those is Oracle, and Larry Ellison is leading it. Following the Ellison framework is Google, that's trying to build the data center with 3 small unitary next-gen nuclear reactors. So we are trying to do this while our government is pushing green energy, and they're using the word nuclear the way you would have used it back in 1978 with 3 Mile Island.
Yes.
But that's
notice
wrong.
Gates goes in and tries to get 3 Mile Island.
So China is apparently off to the races in terms of building their nuclear power plants, and it sounds like the United States needs to catch up to have a chance in this new arms race.
It tries to open it up and is opening it up for his own use, and nobody's saying a word about that. I mean, everybody should be rooting. It's amazing now that the left has just nonstop demonizing Elon Musk, a guy who honestly single-handedly, I shouldn't say that, with in collaboration in some ways with Donald Trump, has freed the world and given the world, the people of the world, actual hope that we're not just going to be the downtrodden. You should be rooting for XAI and what he's doing in Tennessee. If you can get Elon Musk, and I hate to say this because I don't know Elon Musk, and I don't necessarily trust Elon Musk with everything, but I trust him more than anybody else because he's verbalizing the warnings where everybody else is saying, I mean, I just saw.
You know what I trust? Here's what I trust. I trust competition. I trust competition because I think we need competition on both sides. There's a part of me that doesn't mind there being competition because anything with a monopoly on one end will eventually have too much power to hurt the other
side. Then you should be for open
I
AI.
am. Oh, for sure I am. No, that's not the question. The question is I want competition where they can go at it. Anyways, okay, let's go to the tariff.
All right. So a disclaimer here. For those of you watching this saying Dr. Dunbar's a conservative, I'm not showing this to support any party or any leaning, but I thought that was a very, very fascinating discussion on AI and technology and energy and things that are happening somewhat behind the scenes if you're not in those communities. And this is a science current event. Obviously, the rest of the country is concerned about the sweeping changes that the new administration is making, but this is something for everybody if you're in the know to pay attention to. All right, I'm at 43 minutes. If some of you guys want to come up and say a few words about that, I'll drop the link, but I have to keep it to about 20 minutes because I have some other things to do today. I appreciate all of your comments in the chat. This technology, man, it's I think it's the sexiest of all the stems. So I think I went into the wrong field. If anyone wants to come and say your piece or give some insight on this, MJ Cannabis, Professor Black Ops, Sal. I'll hang on for about 20 more minutes. We have Professor Black Ops, cybersecurity for the people. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, man. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Just studying a little bit. I'm too old to be studying, but working on a few things. I think the point you made, and most people gonna miss it, they worrying about the wrong thing, man. We're gonna be taken over by the ASI before anybody wakes up. It's a very small community talking about it. If you're talking about black people talking about it, it's super small. So that's the part that kind of worries me about it. I mean, me and engineering cannabis, we've been talking about that shit probably for 4 or 5 years at different levels. I'm definitely going to defer to him. But long story short, we were just talking about Elon Musk and the Tesla. They had visual recognition. We were talking about if you were a felon and the car had made a decision like on iRobot, the car would just run over you, right? So who's programming those decisions? And the other part of that, you kind of up there with me. When I heard Microsoft restarting 3 Mile Island, I got nervous. I'm like, because 3 Mile Island, that was kind of a bad thing back then, right? It was kind of iffy. We were talking negatively about nuclear power plant, and me and Gabe, because Gabe actually started off in nuclear engineering. So we were talking about on one of my streams. The United States has so much regulations trying to get those nuclear power plants on board in a timely manner seem to kind of be an issue because they got some newer versions, some smaller ones and portable ones even now that they were talking about bringing them. So I think us with regulation, China doesn't do that. If the government wants to do it right, they're going to do it right. There's no protesting or anything of that. It's just going to happen. So that was kind of one of the things we were struggling with between the United States, China, those authoritarian governments. So.
Well, it sounds like China's they're not playing around. They're putting their plants up and they're good. They're in go mode.
Yeah, they're always in go mode, man. So because they have a 250-year plan, man. We argue every 4 years, right? So they have a country vision where we still duking it out, Republicans, Democrats, conservatives. Then the technocrats is a new thing that some people think they're taking over with the money, right? That's the new aristocrat. Elon's the richest man in the world. He just do what he want, right? So that's a whole total different things. Is the technocrats going too far? So, and the sad part about this is you're not going to see that. We still talking the gender war, right? We still on that, man. Are you going to bring me a plate type conversation? So,
50-50.
50-50. Facts, man. The ELs, the educated lanes, we still can't get the baddies yet. So, we still on that conversation. So makes me, I wouldn't say depressed because I'm old, but makes it, our thought patterns are a little different. Shout out to Wayne Wallace in the chat, showing me a little love. But like you said, it's super interesting, especially when you're on that thought pattern. So I'm gonna give it to the equalizer a little bit. I've been on my soapbox since he joined.
Yeah, guys, I'm gonna drop for a second. We
can go. What's up, equalizer? I'll let you chime in first before we let cannabis go.
Hey man, good morning, Professor. Yeah, man, you make great points. That was one of my concerns. Obviously, with the marketing, people get caught up in their emotions, and a place like China, they don't. And when they say we're turning left at noon. We're turning left on. There's no discussion, as opposed to here, and people don't realize while we're squabbling over here, there's other countries they're already light years ahead because they don't have that lag time of arguing.
Right.
So they already have things in place. They already have their plans, as you stated. All the way back from education all the way up to the professions.
Yeah.
So they got everybody in order. Mm-hmm. Here, people are just out of order, but they're not realizing what's going on outside of the country and the world. So you bring this new tech in here, and most of the, STEM for the most part is not popular. Well, now it is, but
no, it's not. It's not. Go ahead, equalizer. I don't think it's popular. I think we're the new Bitcoin. You can get cybersecurity in 3 months. You can become engineering cannabis in 2 weeks. Just get you a course. You're ready to go.
Oh, it's easy.
Yeah, you ready to go, man.
Making $300,000 a year is easy.
Oh, facts.
Okay.
Facts. Yeah. So you know that game. Go ahead.
So yeah, that was my concern, and obviously, proprietary and personal information security is the other concern of mine, and the reason why a few years ago I stated that we would have to go nuclear is just basic science. Mm-hmm. We don't I forget the measurements, but all alternative energy combined doesn't even scratch oil. let alone nuclear. So we're bringing this tech in that requires a lot of energy. Just tech alone. Even before this tech got big for the general public, just the electric cars. I'm looking at the grid and I'm saying we don't even have enough. The grid isn't even good enough for it. So the marketing with that, when they were saying, "Oh, we're going to be electric by 2030," I'm like, that's mathematically impossible, scientifically impossible. It's impossible. You guys aren't even allocating funds to the infrastructure to even do this. It would have been better to say, okay, inner cities, urban areas, it makes more sense because it's, you have your distance of driving is obviously, not far for the most part. Okay, but you're still going to have to upgrade the grids in the inner cities, period, let alone the entire country. But the administration wasn't talking about that. And that's why I stated you have to go nuclear. That's the only answer if you want any of this stuff to even happen by their calculated standards. It's just impossible. It's mathematically impossible.
Yeah, give me a second, Equalizer. Engineer Cannabis, I'm gonna let you chime in. I know you probably the authority on there. My question to get you started off, Engineering Cannabis, I think DeepSeek stole ChatGPT's formula training. So I'm gonna let you kick that off, Engineering Cannabis.
Hey, what's going on?
What's on, man? I'm gonna give Dr. Dunbar his channel back. Go ahead, Engineering Cannabis.
So in the world of AI, it's the biggest topics are not even ASI and all that. The biggest topic is DeepSeek and how DeepSeek basically tanked almost all tech companies. Basically, we lost almost $1 trillion in 1 week because of DeepSeek.
Facts.
So again, the whole, and that's just saying that AI. Everybody's talking about ASI, AGI. We're not there yet. We're getting there, but we're not close to it. We don't have fully automated vehicles. We don't even have ways to communicate and get our own data into the algorithms properly, to train the algorithms properly. So we're years away from the ASI and AGI race. And I'm looking at all the research and we're years away.
Facts.
We're not in any, to be honest with you, we're not near there yet. Again, we've not fully understand how reinforcement learning is working. So believe me, when I'm looking at the research and I'm doing this, we're years away.
Now, I got a question about the network that requires that. Now, will we be at that point? Will we be at 7 to 8G? Is that what we would need?
The network, it depends on, again, the network depends on how we utilize it. For instance, if you're talking about automated vehicles, fully automated vehicles, you have to have that kind of infrastructure. Fully automated vehicles need that kind of infrastructure because we're dealing with systems like the edge computing, quantum computing. We're dealing with those kind of infrastructure, which NVIDIA is currently working on right now.
Yeah.
So NVIDIA is working on, again, highly innovative technology, quantum, edge computing, all this. They're working on all of this. So we're still in that stage now. So we're not near AGI or ASI. Right now, we're in the age of trying to figure out how AI even currently will work effectively and efficiently.
And one little thing to add into there, our networks we have right now could power things that are way more advanced than what we're using right now. But I think we've heard BGS talk about this in the past. The code we write is so inefficient, it's mind blowing.
Yeah,
like if you remember having the old internet AOL, I mean, you go to a website, it would take a while because we'd have 56K or whatever, but it would load. I mean, you just go to a news article and it's loading video, it's loading ad, it's loading trackers, it's loading a bloated website, right? And so one of the biggest things we need to do is start getting our technology to be way more bit efficient. And that would bring down the energy usage drastically. So I think that's probably the biggest thing that we have to do is make all of our code way more efficient.
DeepSeek is solving that energy issue. If you looked at DeepSeek itself, DeepSeek wrote an algorithm based on less energy that's being utilized in ChatGPT.
Facts.
So DeepSeek, we're solving those issues based on what we're doing. We're looking at the algorithms. We're looking at the data sources. DeepSeek algorithm is a reinforcement algorithm. It learns from itself. It learns from adapting what other algorithms are doing. That's the difference between DeepSeek and ChatGPT. DeepSeek is adaptive. It's using a reinforcement learning. It learns from interaction. OpenAI learns from, they have to feed it data. So you feed in a lot of data to basically maintain how OpenAI thinks, ChatGPT thinks. While DeepSeek is just learning from the environment, from the mistakes OpenAI is making, or from Llama, or from other. That's the difference.
Engineer Cannabis, let me get a favor. Passport, jump on in. I want to make sure Dr. Dunbar make this time.
No, I was just going to say, I remember I was a freshman in Fortran class, and I remember America had the capability to do what China's doing, right? I remember my teacher said, like, people were writing the code. It was for something like a calculator or something. And he basically said, this code is inefficient. You need to rewrite it. You get a 70. And like the guys were like, why do I get a 70? And he was like, it's inefficient. It's taking too much computing capacity. And like, then you don't get it. Now you get it. Like, imagine that on a countrywide scale of every programmer in China is trying to build not good code, efficient code.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that's the difference between like American baseball and like, you know, and Japanese baseball. Hit singles, hit singles, hit singles, hit singles, hit singles. As opposed to my fear for America is that they're going to try and hit a home run.
Always.
And you hit a home run and you strike out. Like it's all or nothing.
Well,
I think in terms of the AI race, we're in the race, but we need to be more efficient in terms of how we do it. And this also should open eyes to every African American individual that we can get into this race at any point. We can, if a small company like DeepSeek can beat Google, OpenAI, NVIDIA, can make them shake. This is a company that started 3 years or 4 years ago and beat all these big dogs in AI. This should tell us anything, that information is so powerful that if we can understand how information is, we can topple anything.
Come on, Engineer Cannabis. I'm still trying to get my plate brought to me. Go ahead, man. I'm still
But
trying
this is
to
what
get my plate brought to me. Go ahead. Go ahead, Engineer Cannabis.
AI,
Go ahead.
the invent of the AI race, or the AI, means we can own something from this. AI is open to everybody. When I talked about DeepSeek, everybody talked about the final product, but nobody ever talked about the research behind it. Nobody talked about the paper. Nobody talked about the algorithm. Nobody talked about how this is working. And DeepSeek, everybody said it was free, but it's not. They gave you the algorithm, but they didn't give you the data they used to train the algorithm. So it's not free. That means it's proprietary. It means they own 50% of all what they use. So the algorithm is math. But it's data source. They train the algorithm. They own it. They didn't publish it. But everybody's talking about everything else, but not about what's actually going on that can actually help people say, okay, what can I do to basically be like DeepSeek? How can I create something like DeepSeek and cripple Google or be in competition with Google?
Exactly. I mean, I know we've heard things about like different turnings and cycles of time, right? Different eras. And I do feel we're kind of in that 1920s era in the sense of with internet, where anybody can go on the internet, use this AI, create something that can truly not only make you wealthy or at least give you a good life, but you can affect the entire world, right? And my biggest thing right now is there's a lot of geopolitical stuff happening. There's a lot of big business stuff happening, right? It's very easy to get lost in the sauce and think that because you understand who owns 51% of this or what algorithm of that or whatever, that you understand it. And as a black man, because trust me, I taught myself, I got in, I'm doing my thing, right? And I'm trying to build the infrastructure to, you know, be like a Theo or other people in the space to start giving back. what I implore to everyone listening is you need to be using the AI every day. Like the AI is essentially, I hate to say it like this, but it's the force. If you know how to create your own prompt and create your own dialogue with the AI to create what you need to do, that's your secret sauce, right? I'm on a lot of these message boards right now with top level engineers, and they're screaming to the sky about how they don't know how to get the AI to do a simple program, because a lot of these guys, I don't know if they're autistic or what's the matter of them, they don't know how to sit and just use the AI to make it do what you want it to do. Because I see a lot of Gen Z kids, no programming experience. They can sit with the AI for 12, 16 hours, produce a whole software, right? And then I see these guys that are in Google, in Facebook, they're on Hacker News. They're like, this AI sucks. I can't get it to make a Lexer or a parser. I'm like, dude, you have to tell it to make it one function at a time. You can't tell it to make you a whole application. You have to sit and work with it, right? It's a power, but it's still a thing that you have to have expertise to use. It's an assistant.
Facts.
Well, we again, I'm gonna be. I want our people to be in this because it's a game changing technology in both cybersecurity, in any field, in any sector. This I've been talking about it for years before it even became this popular. AI, we have to learn the basics of it. Everybody, there's so much news about AI that it's flooding in that people are basically afraid of delving into it. But we need to remove all this so much information, misinformation, and go down to the basics and learn how applicable AI can be in healthcare, in transportation, in any avenue you can think of, and how we can harness it to something we can use. Because everybody's talking about every other thing about the final product of AI, but nobody's talking about the building blocks of AI. How do we go from building these tools that everybody's using that I'm seeing each week I'm seeing new startups popping up with AI driven systems. And to be honest with you, I've seen most of those startups. They just go to open source and just find data somewhere and train that to basically create a company that at the end of the day gets bought up for $50 million. And I look at it, I'm like, these are just, they go to open source, collect their algorithms, and then proprietary get some data and then train it and say it's working. So what I want to see is our people to get that knowledge, that building block. We don't have it. We're more interested in stuff that I can, to the point where I stopped going to YouTube, watching stuff I just stopped because we're not invested in this area, in the building blocks of AI, in the building blocks of mathematics, statistics, engineering. We're not. So when new technology comes up, we only talk about the finished product. We never talk about how to apply, how to build, how to understand. I'm always going to say, if DeepSeek can crumble technology companies worth trillions, Nvidia, imagine what we can do understanding that kind of technology and trying to build it for. We have problems with maternity, women, where we say black women are dying more from giving birth. Can we use this technology to solve these kind of issues?
Well, but I
Hey
think
guys,
I think one of the issues with the way America does pretty much everything versus, I mean, the East is are you a node or are you a node in a network? Because you can do a little bit of something if you're a startup, but if you're a startup in a network of like 1,000 companies that are working at the behest of the Chinese government, then the government says do this and share it with everyone, and then your ability to develop whatever, it's on orders of magnitude faster. And so, I mean, 6 months from now, we don't know what it's going to look like. 3 months, we don't know what it's going to look like. Stuff is changing so fast now. What is the American plan to move forward with AI besides make more money? Like that's the thing that concerns me about the American way of doing it. Because if it's a bunch of different individual nodes trying to make as much money as they can, how are you going to compete with a network of nodes that are trying to do something more important?
Okay, guys, I'm watching the clock here. Let's see. So Salchi, is it you or McDrama Bear has the links, or do you guys want the screen? Which is it?
Oh, you know what, Salchi, you know what? I'll drop my email in the back. I don't have any links at the top of mind, but I'll find some resources. I mean, are you looking for stuff about basically how we're using AI? I mean, I can give you a smattering of things that I've come across.
I'll take everything.
Okay, for sure, for sure.
Okay, so you guys are gonna share amongst each other. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I'll drop it in the back chat.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, I need to wrap up. Any other? Thank you for the expert discourse here on the tech side and the financial side and the energy side. If you have anything you want to say before I wrap up, then go for it.
I'll go first because I'm old. It's like everybody said. I think, especially Black men, we need to definitely get into tech, get on top of this, try to make a living, because we see people getting unemployed very quickly, even in the Fed space. So I wish all the brothers up here good luck, and let's keep teching. That's all I got, man.
Okay, so as a disclaimer for those watching this, I am not a tech guy. These are the experts here. I'm acting as a conduit. So if you want to learn more about cybersecurity and coding, and these are the guys to see.
I just go last. I say, hey, thanks for Dr. Dunbar for doing this. And hey, the tech space is open. Please get into it. It's moving fast, yes, but as it's moving fast, it breaks. So why not be part of basically repairing it and seeing what solutions you can basically bring from it. It will move fast and it will break, but at the same time, you can provide issues, and you've seen it break, from mortgages being denied to Black people to other stuff. So it breaks. So be a solution to that. And that's it.
Anyone else?
Yeah, cool. I'll go next and I'll drop off. Thank you for having me up. These discussions are always great. It's definitely motivating me to maybe start my own little tech channel, because it's great having a tech space with other Black individuals who are like interested in this thing and having really high level discussions. Yeah, my only thing is I would tell everyone, you don't even need to pay for the Chat GPT. Just if you don't use Google anymore, go to Chat GPT first and then Google, and just start mastering it. Find every single way you can. If you have any questions, if you have to any project, figure out a way to use AI with it, because that is going to be the thing that's going to give you a future, because any job can be destroyed, but if you know how to interface with the AI to get stuff done, people are going to hire you. No problem. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Appreciate definitely the space that you have created, because there's really not much in the sector, to be quite frank. So it was great being on the panel with all these guys, big brains. Loved it. Thank you.
Thank you, Sal. All right. Speaking of big brains,
No, stop it. Thank you for letting me in the space. I'm here to listen. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and wind the string down. I dropped the link about 30 minutes ago. Prior to that, I played the Valutainment video with Glenn Beck talking about ASI and AGI, if you're just coming on now. And then prior to that, I did a brief Black history blurb about Jesse Russell. Jesse Russell. The name almost escaped me. Before I go, a quick plug for my book. I did a blurb about this at the beginning of the stream. This is available on Amazon in the ebook, the hardcover, and the paperback editions. I'm selling signed copies here. I have to go mail Brent C's copy right now. But if you want a signed hard copy or a paperback book, use one of those payment methods right there in the ticker. But make sure you send me your email, your mailing address as well. And I'm discounting the hardcover to $25 on Amazon, and it's $35. And then the paperback, I'm discounting it $7. So on Amazon, it's $27. I'll discount it $7, so it'll be $20. It looks like a basketball story, strictly a basketball story on at face level, but it actually weaves in a theme that's talked about in the sphere, in this space, and that's changed environments. You change the environment, you change the result. In most instances, if you change the environment, you change the results, and everybody has to adapt to changes in environment, whether that's basketball, whether that's artificial intelligence and tech, whether that's dating and relationships, whether that's economics. You change the environment, you're going to change the outcomes. All right, everyone. Brent C, I'm going to the post office right now for you to send you your copy. He says we need a part 2 of this. Okay, I'll put that on the stack of things to do. All right, everyone, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Thank you to those of you who hung out in the chat and commented and came up on the panel. Please like, share, and subscribe. The link to my book and my newsletter are also in the description box. And hey, stay safe out there. Keep your eyes on where things are going, and even things that are happening behind the scenes. Keep your eyes on what's happening behind the scenes. As always, remember, everyone, that your attitude determines your altitude. Always try to do your best. Take care, and I will talk to you all the next time. Bye-bye.